Here in New York, we have people running for governor who pledge, if elected, they will legalize recreational marijuana. Even our once reluctant governor wants to examine it. Now, out in Colorado, the governor there didn't really want legalized pot.
Like almost every elected official in the state, I was against it.
But voters in the Rocky Mountain states said yes, and Colorado's legal marijuana industry was born.
People should have access to cannabis for lots of reasons.
So, if New York greenlights recreational marijuana, what else comes with that? We went to Colorado to find out.
This is Two on Your Side, Steve Brown. Denver is growing so big, so fast. The running joke here is that the official bird is the crane. New housing is going up seemingly everywhere in Denver, and finding good help increasingly difficult in a wide range of industries.
We're confronted with two things: the graying of our workforce combined with the growth in the industry, and in some ways we have a perfect storm coming together.
How challenging is it to find good applicants?
Each day it becomes harder and harder. There's no doubt about it.
We have low unemployment here in Buffalo, but Denver's even lower, less than half of ours. Low unemployment makes it tougher for businesses looking to hire, and we in the Buffalo area are going to have a lot of help wanted signs out. There's a projected 137,000 retirements predicted here in the coming years. Right now, with no legalized marijuana in New York, some employers are already seeing a third or more of their job applicants disqualified because they failed drug tests. Frequently, the failed drug tests are from marijuana use. So, what happens with hiring if New York makes recreational pot legal? There are clues in Colorado.
There's some 3,000 open positions in manufacturing today. We can't fill them.
Tim Heaton is the president of the Colorado Advanced Manufacturing Association.
How big an issue is getting applicants to be able to pass a drug screen?
So the best statistic that I could give you on that, because we don't track that question specifically, and if you ask one manufacturer, they're going to give you a different answer.
For those that do test, are they running into difficulty?
Yes, there's a lot of applicants that are failing their drug testing right now.
The response by some Colorado employers is to simply not test.
If you look at the number of companies in 2016 that were screening for drugs, there's about 77% of all employers in the state. In 2017, that number had dropped to 66%. So what you're seeing here is, given the tight labor market, companies are lowering the questions they're asking, and they're lowering the drug testing requirements.
Could that happen here? If New York legalized recreational marijuana, that companies would just not do drug testing? Maybe. But New York's rules for worker compensation insurance come into play here.
The insurance is mandated for most New York employers, and it compensates workers for injuries they sustain on the job. Now, in 2015, the nonprofit news organization ProPublica took a look at payouts by state and found that New York pays out more than almost every other state. Example. If a worker in Colorado lost a pinky on the job, they'd be entitled to compensation of $3,600. That same lost pinky to a New York worker is worth $12,000. But those higher payouts mean higher premium prices for New York employers, who may decide that a pot-smoking worker is not worth the risk.
Buffalo, New York is going to have a lot, just knowing the area, there are a lot more large manufacturers up there than we have here. To them, it's a different risk issue.
But in Colorado, even 5 years after legalization and a growing cultural acceptance of marijuana, Heaton says users still face employment limitations.
If you choose that you want to, partake in the legalized marijuana, then you have to realize that there will be certain jobs you're not going to be eligible for.
Employers do not like talking about this subject. That's both here and in Colorado. We could not get companies in either location to speak with us on camera about it. Why? Because they're already facing difficulties finding good applicants and don't want to scare off any prematurely, even if their help wanted ads clearly say passing a drug test is required. But this much is very clear. Using marijuana legally in Colorado or illegally here in New York will limit your employment options. In studio, Steve Brown, Channel 2 News.